Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. CIG have given us more details and visuals on the new blockade runner missions for Alpha 3.24 and cargo hauling in general. So we've got a load of that to look at and to sort of delve through. So cargo, that's forever changed with this patch, and we're going to delve into a summary of what CIG have said. But also we've got clarifications on some important much needed lore updates in game that are going to allow you to tow ships and salvage and do your sort of that kind of gameplay without getting criminal ratings that you don't deserve. So there was a thread on Spectrum, definition of an unowned vehicle. In one of the EVOCATI 3.24 patches there was lore system updates. It's no longer illegal to damage, destroy, tow, scrape or structurally salvage an unowned vehicle. It is no longer illegal to tow ships outside of green zones. What exactly is the definition of an unowned vehicle? So Luke Presley, Senior Principal Systems Designer from CIG, responded here. Hi all, these should have been separate statements and I'll try to explain further. It is no longer illegal to damage, destroy, tow, scrape or structurally salvage an unowned vehicle. Unowned vehicles are ones that players have claimed a replacement for via the ASOP or AI ships which no longer have pilots. It is no longer illegal to damage, destroy, tow, scrape or structurally salvage them anywhere, including in armistice zones. However, having checked the details given via scanning, I can no longer see a way to determine if a ship is owned or not. I've reported this as a bug, as it used to display the owner. Thankfully, you don't get an instant criminal stat for towing, as you get a warning first, which allows you to try without repercussions. That's really good that sort of Luke clarified that, because it sounds like, yeah, you're going to know the owner of a ship, you're going to know a ship is unowned before you salvage it, before you tow it. He also went on to say, it is no longer illegal to tow ships outside of green zones. Green zones are armistice zones. It is illegal to tow an owned ship in an armistice zone, although I'm hoping to increase the grace period you're given before a crime stat is awarded so that players can move ships a short distance to remove obstructions. It is now legal to tow owned vehicles outside of an armistice zone, so remember to leave your shields up, because if your shields are up, you can't be towed. These were quick fixes to try and ease the issue of abandoned ships clogging up locations, but other methods are being discussed. One major part which is missing, other than the ability to tell an unowned ship from an owned ship, is an unowned ship's shields will remain up if on. I would like to change it so that the moment a ship is unowned, they are powered down to further ease disposal. Yeah, I really like those ideas from Luke, because obviously they don't want this just massive ships congregating outside that have been reclaimed outside of stations. They want them to be able to be salvaged, towed, whatever, dealt with without people getting criminal ratings. There was another Alpha 3.24 PTU EVOCATI patch that came out, which basically did a little bit of polish on the ASOP and elevator UIs, and they made a load more sort of tuning improvements for atmospheric flight, which is ongoing at the moment. They're sort of tuning all the ships, it seems, at least in atmosphere. So, in the latest Inside Star Citizen mission statement 3.24, CIG talked about that blockade runner set of missions or dynamic event for 3.24. It focuses on a mixture of cargo hauling and space combat. A low orbit station, so like Pajani Point or whatever, request aid, and they would have been blockaded and they need supplies from external sources. The idea is to get a cargo ship and escort it through the enemy blockade. Now there is a bit more to them, so you can do this in many ways in many ships with a group or whatever. However, the cargo that you need to get has been stolen by pirates. So when you take the mission, you'll get a load of potential sites where pirates may be with stolen cargo, which is Zeta Prolanade. They're marked. You go to that mission area, bam, you can try and grab that cargo. You might want to destroy them. You might want to disable them. Now, you disabling them is going to be better for you on the long run, because you use distortion weapons and then you can board the ship and take most of the cargo. It might be a bit more dangerous, but if you blow it up, you might lose up to like 70% of the loot. I love that they are encouraging boarding in-game, because it's genuinely a cool gameplay loop, and they've got the ability to do that now. I want people to be doing it more regularly and having that reward for doing it. So you got your cargo. You need to get it back to that low orbit station. But that low orbit station is blockaded, so you're going to have to fight past a load of enemy ships, blow up some of them, disable some of them, and have some cover while you land and drop off the cargo. Once landed, you get the goods in the freight elevator, boom, you've contributed. Basically, the more you do during that mission, the more payment you will receive, and you'll get a big payout once the mission is completed. It is supposed to be a global server event, so lots of players can be getting involved in this. There's a lot of material that's going to be needed, and you can see the current progress for it. I am expecting a good amount of PvPers to turn up and try and disrupt this mission. However, I quite like it because you trying to get the cargo to the station, that's much more of a viable thing than loading up the cargo near a station or something with PvPers attacking you. So I don't think the PvPers are going to be able to find the areas where cargo is being retrieved from the pirate ships. I think that's going to be a much harder thing for them to actually sort of happen upon or come and get themselves involved with. But the sort of station, landing at the station and fighting through the blockade, yeah, PvPers are probably going to turn up there, and yeah, that's much more manageable as an experience, right? CIG really loved players working together with the Xenothreat mission, moving cargo, protecting, escorting, that sort of stuff, and they want a place for PvPers to be able to get involved without it causing too much stress of players just going, oh, this is pointless, can't do it, or they're ruining my fun. I just think that might, in this case, add some interesting extra sort of stuff to that mission, some extra depth. Let's hope that that's the case. They are also adding a bunch of hauling missions in 3.24 that I've previously talked about and played some in EVOCATI. The new freight elevator mechanics allow them to do sort of more physicalized cargo, loading and unloading of cargo as part of gameplay. Yeah, it is a truly physicalized cargo experience now. CIG are able to reward logistic gameplay. They are massively different from the sort of little box delivery missions. These are commodities potentially in very large quantities that effectively have real value in the verse and in much larger cargo containers. They're not all in one SCU containers. They haven't nailed down any of the rewards for these yet, so bear that in mind. They are in flux. These are proper hauling experiences though, and if a pirate attacks you, well, it's not the end of the world. It wasn't your cargo and money anyway. So examples of these missions are taking iron from a few mining outposts on Hurston, and then you land at that location, you use the small freight elevators there to bring up the cargo, pack it onto your ship. Yes, you may be relatively vulnerable on the pad without protection, although I'm not sure if pirates are going to be attacking you when you're only dealing with small amounts of cargo like that. And you may have to pick up a few more locations, bam, 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 get all this cargo, and then take it back to a station for delivery. But there are different versions of these missions. There are single pickup, single drop-off missions. There are multiple pickup, single drop-off, and there are multiple drop-off versions with a single pickup as well. So these will involve distribution centers, outposts, stations, major landing zones, all of that. They are also testing out StarSim, which will eventually be used to measure and tweak the dynamic economy. They also have a EVR, a effort versus reward algorithm they use. They sort of measure time, difficulty, risk, all that, so that you are appropriately rewarded for a mission that you do. This again will be very useful for the dynamic economy in the future. Boom! That's it for your Star Citizen 3.24 updates today. I am very excited for the Blockade Runner missions and for just generally the 3.24 cargo patch. Also them getting the game a bit better in order so players can salvage, so players can tow ships, and it helps the game by doing that. It clears these ships off servers. I'm hoping that we see 3.24 go to wider PTU this weekend, but we'll have to wait and see. It might be a while off yet, or it might be, yeah, boom, they're just going to chuck it up. So tell me what you think. Have you been playing in the EVOCATI patch? Are you enjoying that? Has it been terrible? Has it been awesome? When do you think we're going to see first wave PTU? Do you think we're going to see sort of 3.24 by the end of July live? Or is it, there's no way they can do it in that time? There's just too much to do. Are you liking the look of physicalized cargo, of the Blockade Runner missions, of cargo hauling in general in 3.24? Tell me in the comments below. I would love to hear from you.
I'm a futuristic cyborg sent back in time for one purpose. Give me your boots, your jacket, and your nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. Get NordVPN if you want to live on the internet. It's the only thing that will protect you against Skynet and my Terminator impression.
It gives you greater accessibility, security, and privacy on the internet as well. You should use the links below. Every month, we have a ship giveaway. For July, we're giving away a Constellation Taurus. This workhorse allows you to do some solid cargo running, as well as some combat and room for a small crew. It's just a great all-round mission runner and awesome ship to experience Star Citizen with. This comes with access to the game and lifetime insurance as well. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of my videos made during July. Each video is another chance to win. More details in the description below. Please consider supporting the channel with the join button under my videos or via Patreon, links below to all of that. It goes a long way in helping us to be able to make daily Star Citizen content and Zin's lore videos, all that sort of jazz. Thank you so much to all the glorious members that already do that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can always help as well by sharing, liking, subscribing, and getting involved in the comments section. And thank you very much for those of you that watched to the end. It is appreciated.